Hello everyone, welcome back to the Battlefield Siege. Ryan here. We have another Pauper video for you today. I think this is what I'm calling like the blue killer. I don't really know. It's a really fun deck. It's been played before in the past, not on this channel, but landfall's always been a crowd favorite with people. This list looks really cooked. Now just let me walk you through it first. So there's two halves to this deck. There's an early Boros landfall list with the Searing Blazes, the Hellhounds, the Steplinks, and the Plated Geopedes. And you have this really quirky like green ramp list with the Harrows and the Spring Bloom Druids, which are the same, and the Territorial Scythe Cats, which are just a bit more staying power, and of course the Nyxborn Hydras. So this mana base is probably one of the most cooked mana bases you'll ever see. It has the 4 Braided Bluffs, and then it has lots of mountains that are plains. So it's really bizarre where, when I was playing around with this deck, essentially I really wanted a 1-drop landfall creature. Akoum Hellhound is the best version of that, but Steplinks is the same thing, and it is the OG as well. So I'm actually splashing white for it, and running that concoction of the deal 1 damage lands with the bluffs and just having the green-red Gruul Turf. Now, just trust the science with this. Trust the Hypergeo with this. But essentially, it works as like an early Boros aggro list where we want the red-white jewels, the sheltering landscapes, and mostly mountains to either hit the Akoum Hellhound or hit a Steplinks. You could probably even go up to another plains, but the pips get a bit how you going. And then all we need is essentially 1 forest in turns 3 and 4. And that's where the other forests, the sheltering landscapes again come in, and the Gruul Turfs, to then churn through the engine to essentially get massive creatures. So the idea is you play like Akoum Hellhound on 1 or turn 2 with your Braided Bluffs, it's on turn 2, or the Steplinks, play the Plated Geopede, and you slam a Harrow on turn 3. Or you can build up a little bit more, and then on turn 4 you might have another Geopede out, another Steplinks or a Hellhound, or even a Sabu Tender, which is a landfill, do 1 damage, and then suddenly you're cracking them for heaps. Let me just kind of do the maths for you. If you have 1 Plated Geopede in play, you play a land, it becomes a 3/3. You do Harrow, you get 2 more, so that is 9 extra damage. It is a 10/10. So if you have 2 Plated Geopedes, you've cooked them big time. If you have that out in a Steplinks, you've done the Braided Bluffs, that's lethal as well. So it can get really big really fast. You'll see in the matches that we played that if you have 2 Geopedes out in Harrow, they're done. Because a lot of the decks don't think, and a lot of decks when they play against us don't think that actually Harrow is an instant speed ramp spell, and you can do it in the combat step when they haven't blocked. So watch the space with Harrow. And I've been thinking as well with Spring Bloom Druid that you probably cut the Spring Bloom Druid and run the new lesson card, the Avatar lesson, that is essentially is Harrow, but it's a lesson as well. You can even probably try like a learn package potentially, but I haven't explored that anyway. Sideboard's pretty straightforward. It's just running, obviously, Red Blast, Electric Reese for the crowd control, Broken Bonds for disenchant effects, and it's also an Explore, Pulse Marassa, and Relic of Progenitus. So these are just the main parts of the deck. This deck is very cheap. You cut the red elemental blast out of this and it literally costs like $1. So if you want to try this online, please feel free to go ahead. I don't feel like it really needs the red blast too much. It's actually kind of good against blue decks already. But yeah, you let me know what you think. If you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. It does help the channel out a fair bit. You can click down on below at my coffee if you want to donate and help me that way, or use my code Siege Ryan and Mana Traders and get a little bit of money off after using Mana Traders for a couple of months. It is how I play all these decks and do my brews. And please, these are always working decks, so please feel free to write in the comments below what you think about this deck, what you do like. This mana base is crazy. It's absolutely insane, but it works, okay? And yeah, tell me if I'm too crazy or not. I'm always happy to hear if I'm too crazy and I've flown too close to the sun, let me know. Anyway, without further ado, let's hop into the first one. See you there. Okay, we are on the draw here. This hand, look, it feels a bit iffy, but I think we're going to keep it. It's a bit awkward drawing the 1 basic plains, but I think that we can go like Geopede. If we draw any land, it's not too bad. Gruul Turf helps, Forest help. All right, they just go Ice Tunnel. Okay, that's what we draw. I mean, multiple Sabu Tenders isn't too bad either. So we still want to follow with the Plated Geopede first, and then if we get a land, then at least we get the landfall trigger off of it, and then we can then play the Sabu Tenders. But I think we always start with the Geopede. Yeah, let's just play this and then start playing more Sabu Tenders and Hot Dinners here. Alright, they're playing Mental Notes. They're probably just playing some version of the Blue-Black Terror list. Yeah, it looks like it with abandoned attachments. Very good card it is. And just with like Sneaky Snacker, yeah. Snuff Outs, okay. That is a lot of stuff going on there. So they can play Terror. That was a very good hit. Alright. Please don't play Terror. It's very, very terrifying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Alright, they're just hard casting Sneaky Snacker. That is good for us. That is what I want to see. Now, the little hidden text mode of Play the Geopede is that it has first strike. So we'll attack with it, we'll see if they want to block. It's very likely that they don't. And then, yeah, hopefully we just draw another land. We just play this other Play the Geopede. It's kind of hard for them to deal with in game 1, these Geopedes. You know, like we're playing this, and the next turn if we just draw like a forest, you know, we play Sabu Tender, play the forest, and then we just off to town. Oh, look, forest into like a harrow would be crazy. Absolutely nutso. Into forest, and then I'd sack 2 lands and just play Searing Blaze on top. A man can dream. That's what they can say. A man can dream. And if we do the fetches, then these player Geopedes get scarier than the Terror. Alright, they've been the Murmuring Mystic. They're getting back 2 snackers, which is huge. But our dudes have first strike. So surely they would just attack with this now. Yeah, very good. Alright. They could just be like on a blue-black list, I guess, but it's highly unlikely if you're playing Thought Scours and Mental Notes. Alright, Deck, give me a land. That is not a land. We'll attack, because we can't block. And we'll play a Sabu Tender. Because it's definitely where our reach is. I mean, it's got reach, but I mean, it has reach itself. Because of its ability. Its landfall ability gives us reach, and it has reach as well. Alright, we'll pass. It's funny that landfall deck gets mana screwed sometimes, but here we are. I'm feeling okay though. Like we're on a 3-turn clock, but we draw literally any land, and we're cooking as well, you know? It's just more if they play a Terror, I guess. They're not playing anything, which is a bit scary. Okay, that's good for us. We will play it straight off and we'll attack. I'm more keen for them to do something. I think they definitely have a counterspell. We haven't seen a counterspell yet. But let's just get in first and see what they do. What's this 4-mana spell? They're just high casting the Snuff out? Oh, that's fine if they want to do that. We'll just Harrow now. No one ever expects the Harrow. And then we'll sack, I guess, this and just get 2 mountains. Yeah, we'll just do that, get 2 mountains. And we're probably going to play... I'll probably play the Searing Blaze just to, like, get rid of the clock again, to be honest. Okay, they have another Snuff out, but they are losing a lot from that. Let's get 2 mountains. Trigger all these. So we have 1 player Geopede left, but we will fire off this Searing Blaze. And it's huge as well. Oh, they're just dead. That's cool. We'll take 7 and then Searing Blaze, yeah. 3 for you, 3 for you. Bing bong, money gone. There we go. Look at that. All right, sideboarding. So let's bring in these Red Blasts. I'm not going to bring in the Electric Reeds. It's more for the faster decks. These Harrows I'm less hot on. They did win us the game there, but I'm very mindful that we can lose quite easily with these. So I'm actually going to cut the Harrows. Like if they counterspell that, it just cooks us big time. So we'll just run it like this. I think everything else, you know, we can outclass their Terrors over time. Nyxborn Hydra is still good for reach. The Red Blast will help out a lot. And we'll just take it from there. Okay, this is the kind of hand that I was thinking about. So we can just go the Abraded Bluffs, and then we can play Geopede on 2. Best way to use our mana. I want to keep the fetch land around. I mean, Mountain will obviously be the most ideal here. Okay, there we go. No play mistakes. We just play all our stuff. So we can play this, we can play the Geopede, and then we can play the Sabu Tender and get the fetch land in play. And hopefully that's enough. Snuff Out just does a lot of life damage, you saw. I wonder if they cut that and just kept the cast downs in or something like that. Alright. Far and away. Mental Note. Did they miss on lands? Oh, that's tragic if they did. Oh, no. Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's a big rip. Big rip for them, but you know, we take what we can. It's been how it's been rolling lately. They're not getting lands on 2, so we'll play this. We'll get in, and we have lots of good reach now, so we can play the Sabu Tender, crack the Sheltering Landscape, deal 2 to this, and then 4, 9, so 11 damage, and then we can hopefully just finish them off with the Spring Bloom Druid with the Abraded Bluffs on top. Okay. We're getting the island now, but yeah, they have 2 snackers in play, so they can definitely... Well, I was going to say, if they didn't get the Aquifer, maybe they have a Suffocating Fumes. which is something we kind of need to just be mindful of. So let's just play the Saber Tender. I'm actually going to play this. I'm mindful of that. So we're actually just going to play the Sheltering Landscape. We're not going to get all the damage straight off because of Suffocating Fumes. You have to play around Suffocating Fumes here. They very much can run. Oh, there you go. It was a lot of damage anyway. And with the Springleaf Druid and the Abraded Bluffs, it was even more. That was fun. Alright, we are on the draw, but this hand's good. You know, we can just go... We could probably just go Mountain Hellhound. Okay, they're playing Terror. Interesting. Yeah, we're probably just going to go Hellhound into Geopede, into the other Hellhound. Just because it's just a smidge more damage. I mean, I would rather them actually just counter a Akum Hellhound, depending on what they do. Ooh, black. That's not good for us. Harrow's kind of worse against counter spells because they it's part of the cost, so you lose the land. Which is not good for us. Okay. Ponder, nothing else. Yeah, I mean, we'll take one. I'm glad I didn't get a blind flip off that because that's pretty gross. Alright, our turn. So, because we've got all these untapped lands, I actually do just want to play this, play the Geopede. So we'll go Mountain. We don't have to play the Plains just yet. It could be a way we could have gone the Forest, I guess, but I do want to play the Hellhound, and then we can fetch for a Forest next turn, get him for 2. Our clock's a lot better than theirs right now, but they do have a lot of stuff that can sort us out. And if they're running black, they can run Suffocating Fumes, which just low-key wrecks our deck. So we can even just... We kind of have to play the green to get the Harrow out. To yeah, okay. They flipped the counter spell, so this Hellhound is likely going to be eating it. No Delver, okay. I think our clock's still a little bit better because we have so many lands in our hand. It appears they haven't drawn another land. To be honest, if they don't play, because they don't have another land, I'm actually tempted to do the Harrow now and play the Hellhound next turn, because at least we know it will survive. So let's get in. There's a lot of damage here because we just know it's going to resolve, and that's what I care about. Let's do this. Sack this. We just get 2 mountains. It's fine. Or probably Mountain Forest. These Yodelies get in for all that damage. Look at that, 13. Let's go. And then we can play this other Hellhound, and then with the Sheltered Landscape, we can just bring the absolute pain train. You know, everything's at least a 4/5, or we have a 5/5. They have to play a Terror. I mean, 2 Insectoid Aberrations is pretty good, you know. They sometimes run the Unexpected Fangs main deck, but normally it's just sideboard. Alright, the Thought Scouring. That's pretty good. What's this? That's pretty good. Good card. Especially if they remove 1. I mean, if they played an island, yes, they can't go Terror, they can get rid of 1 thing. They're not blocking. Yeah, so we've got the fetch land. It helps out a fair bit here. Let's play the fetch land. We could actually even just do the Harrow. We get in. But this is just damage. It's just mega damage here, especially with Harrow. They can remove 1 and just go like block, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Sideboarding wise, we just bring in the Red Blast. I actually like the relics. I don't really want to keep in as many Harrows. Don't mind keeping the other creature around. Searing Blaze is also kind of just pretty mid, especially if they're running all the other thingamajigs, and we've got the Red Blast anyway, so maybe just keep in 1 extra Harrow and call it like this. I think it's fine like this. We have to worry about Suffocating Fumes now, which is something I was a bit worried about, but that's okay. So yeah, the dream is essentially just having perfect lands into turn 3 Harrow. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. Alright. Yeah, I don't hate this. Let's keep it, because we can just go Mountain, Landscape, then Gruul Turf. And to be honest, the next 100s are kind of nice with all these extra lands. Let's just go Mountains. They go. If they play any manipulation, I mean, we could just hold up the Red Blast, to be honest. Yeah, let's just target this. Let's just get it out of the way. Use our spells for good, and then we can play the GOP with the Landscape. We don't have to go too crazy with it just yet. That might have been a bit aggressive, but our deck is an aggressive deck. So let's just see how this one goes. We're just in a spot of bother if they hit us with a good old removal spell like that. But that's okay. We got these Nyxborn Hydras. We'll just pick up this Sheltering Landscape. Hell, we could even just do the Harrow now, so we can play big Nyxborn Hydra next turn. It's tempting. What would it be? 3, 4, 5. Let's just, they kept the one lander. Let's just do the Harrow now so they can't counterspell it. And then we'll sacrifice this. We get a Plains and a Mountain. So we can do everything else. We've already got a Forest. We've got a Gruul Turf on the way as well. And then we won't do anything else. And at least we can cycle this Sheltering Landscape. But we have the Gruul Turf. Pick up another land. We could even just play... I think what we do is just replay the Landscape and then just tap out and play a decent-ish big Nyxborn Hydra. I think that's kind of fine. And then, ooh, that might be a little bit better actually. Let's play this bad boy. And we'll play the Gruul Turf now. Play this. Pick up the Forest. I'll just pick up the Mountain, I guess. The Forest is probably too good if we want to be able to double spell. We'll get something bigger with this Nyxborn Hydra. But the plan is now we'll just put it on top of the Scythe Cat. They can definitely make like a gigantic 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is a swamp. They're pretty cool swamps, but they're hard to tell. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. So they can't really play like a terror or anything like that. So we've got a pretty good commanding board state here. The fact that they kept only a 1 lander. I mean, they had a Delver of Secrets that could have helped them a fair bit. Here's the other Delver of Secrets, and we'll just see if they have another like. All right, double Delver, double Dog Delver. Let's do this. So here I'm going to just play land, and then we'll just play a giant Nyxborn Hydra on this, and just start the damage essentially. So we'll just cast with Bestow to here. 1, 2. This is why I wanted this other level, because if we're just a landfall deck, we would have had all this extra mana that we couldn't do anything with. But now at least we get him for 8, and then with the fetch land, we can essentially get him for lethal next turn, which is pretty good. It's lethal anyway, but hopefully we just don't run into a cast down. Maybe what we do is just play the Sheltering Landscape and just see what they do. They're still low on lands. This is also a bit of a gamble, because if we don't have a land and a cast down, then we still have just a giant creature. The other option as well, I mean, I just wanted the 4 damage really. We could have just played a 5/6 Nyxborn Hydra, which just beats all their terrors. But I guess now, depending on what they have to do, like Land, Thought Scour, they might just be able to play a... they declined to search. This tells me they have another, like a Ghastly Demise, I'm pretty sure. True take on if its toughness is less than an equal number of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Ghastly Demise doesn't work. In this case, I'm going to play this. And then let's just do cast with Bestow, and then this should just be it, I think. 2, 4. I think this is fine like this. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. Cast with Bestow. We just need 12. That's all we need. 1, 2. Only for 2. All right, we have to do it like this. That's okay. Done. All right, the thought scouring. Oh, it might be snuff out actually. It probably is snuff out. There we go. All right, you can see the raw power, if you will. All right, well, believe it or not, this hand's actually not too bad. So the fact that we can just go Hellhound into Geopede and then, yeah, Harrow in the Druid's nice. Jund is not so nice. At least a lot of stuff can kind of trade up a Chrysalis, but it's more the tokens that can become an issue. Don't have the white source just yet. This is where that red-white lane comes in handy, but that's okay. Still, a Coom Hellhound into Geopede into other shenanigans is still pretty good, and we can do a follow-up with the step links, but things can eat a mountain pretty quickly. Ooh, a Reckless Fireweaver. Very nice. So it does actually Stonewall like Reacher here, but we do still want to get out this Plated Geopede. And we also want to do a thing where we're just going to play Geopede and say go. And the next one we'll go Forest Harrow, because we'll get the big buffs. You know, they get 3 landfalls each. And then we'll get a Plains. We'll sack a Forest, get a Plains. And then we can Spring Bloom Druid on the following turn and just get him for heaps of damage. So it really just depends on what they're playing. Now I'm looking towards them not playing Jund, the Tithing Blade. So because they're playing Tithing Blade, we will just hit the Accum Hellhound. And I might even just play the Spring Bloom Druid and wait for the Harrow. Choose the Harrow after the fact. Yeah, they might have a bolt coming. If they want a bolt, they should bolt now, really. Okay. A little bit suspect. But anyway, we will play this. Let's just play the... Like, I want the instant speed shenanigans to go a little bit later. This allows us for more damage. Get rid of that. They might even just... we'll get this, because we already got a Forest as well, so we just get 2 of these. Oh, they don't come into play untapped. Sorry, I should have done this. Yeah, oopsie boopsie. I did not realize that at the time. See if they want to take 7 or they just want to block. Might be worth it for them just to block. They take 7. Okay. Here's things that I've learned. Harrow is the untapped lands, not the Spring Bloom Druid. So maybe it's worth it to even run the Instant Sorcery version, but I do like the idea of being able to mix weave with this. The untaps don't come up too much. Now that's scary. That just pops everything. That's probably enough, that munitions. Yeah, the fact that they can hit everything is pretty good. See what else they have. We kind of need to draw like a Scythe Tiger here, I guess. A Scythe Tiger would be our best draw, or just a Nyx Spawn would be good as well. Or Braided Bluffs. That is not as good. We'll just play this. Play the Braided Bluffs. We'll pass. Likely, they just have us here though. 4 cards in hand, no lands as well. It's a little bit scary. And they'll out-resource us pretty quickly, because the Tithing Blade essentially was a 2-for-1. They get blood tokens, we'll concede here, that's fine. Let us try bringing in our Disenchants, because I think that will help us a fair bit here. So bring in Disenchants, the Red Blast don't matter so much. Doing the lands, the Steering Blades doesn't feel as hot, I think we just probably cut these. And I'm even tempted to probably just cut 1 so does the Pulse really matter? Not really. They could run a Blood Fountain, so let's just bring in 1 Relic. No, let's just bring in a Pulse. I think a Pulse is fine to do. Maybe we can draw everything back. Even the Saber 10 is a little bit worse. Maybe just keep in some of these and take out like it. Yeah, it's hard to know what is correct. Steering Blade is probably good to hit that 1 creature that kind of knocks us around a little bit. This hand, look, I probably should mull it actually, to be honest. I mean, it's pretty fast. Hellhound into GOP, but it has no other lands. If we drew anything else, it's just cooked. Not good at all. They mulled as well. I think we keep this. Sounds crazy. It's just a bit of a slower hand with a Scythe Cat. I think we just get rid of this. And yeah, we go Mountain into Gruul Turf. And yeah, it feels slow, but I think the fact that we have everything else going for us is pretty good. And again, I'm pretty happy just to play a Scythe Cat just to and hopefully get a big one with it as well. Do you run Blood Fountain? Hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. We will still play this, return the mountain. It does knock off a little bit of the mulligan issue there, the Gruul Turf. Now the question is, do we risk it and just play the Scythe Cat? Or do a Spring Bloom Druid first? I'm kind of tempted to play the Druid first in case they have a Tithing Blade. We just lose one counter off. I think we do that, to be honest. Yeah. I think I'm fine just to play the Druid, because then we can play the Steplings and the Scythe Cat next turn. We'll sacrifice the mountain. We'll just get a forest and a plains. And we'll pass. Now I feel a lot better about Tithing Blade here. They're running a little... yeah, I guess... Okay, what are they playing? Black Mage's Rod, that's fine. So here we can play the Scythe Cat and Steplings and play a land, and then we can just go to town with its Broken Bond and whatnot. It's really tempting to actually just hit that. Really. Like, the other artifacts don't matter too much. This will disrupt them a fair bit. And set them back. I think that's what we want to do. Draw another Steplings. So if we play the Scythe Cat... and then play your Steplings, and then we get rid of the land after. I'm just mindful of like Drown and Sorrow effects. You know what, let's just do it like this. Let's play this, play Steplings, play a land. We will attack. I'm happy to just get Tithing Bladed, and we can just sack a Steplings. We've got another one. And I'll get a bit more damage with this Harrow. And he took it as well, okay. We're really risking it not hitting the Vault of Whispers here, because they might play something pretty cooked. I was doing the offering, okay. If that's the case, then I'm very keen to use this Broken Bond here and just hit the Vault of Whispers. Yeah, well that's indestructible, we're not going to hit that. But may as well explore onto the hero token here. They are, what do they hit? Galv Blast, okay. At least, if we draw another land, then this Scythe Cat gets out of range of that. What do we draw? A Druid's good. I think we still want a Harrow, and then we Broken Bond and Vault of Whispers after the fact. So I think let's just take the Scythe Cat and the Steplings. And then, yeah, go Harrow, sack the forest, get a forest and a whatnot, and then we can play the Broken Bond as well. Yeah, attack with these two. It's got trample, it's going to get through. All right, well, let's do this. 1, 2. Just sack the mountain, we get a forest mountain. Forest, mountain, yield all these triggers, lots of damage, in we come. And yeah, we'll hit that land off so then we can... Now the question is, do we just want to Druid here? The Galv Blast hits that. We can't do that though. I think we're better off still just playing this. They can Galv Blast that if they want to. And then we just hit this. No lands. And then, like, it kind of sucks, but if they want to Galv Blast 5/4, then that's fine, because then we're just going to hit them with a gigantic double Steplings with this Spring Bloom Druid. Unless they want to refurbish Familiar Me, then that's very mean. Makes sense to Galv Blast here anyway. This is our effective load. Here it is. It's on the battlefield. 2 cards. Insight. Okay, so if we draw, if they go land refurbishment, that's very good. Otherwise, if we draw land, we win the game, or we draw a Harrow, we win the game. Right, nothing. Okay, this is our little window here. Go on deck. That's the same thing. We'll just play this. So we'll play this. And then we just sack the mountain and get Forest Mountain. That's why I run all these basics, baby. Let's yield all these. Oh, sorry, I have to put them on the stack. Apologies. There we go. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Yield. Yield. Oh, drops him to 9. It was almost lethal. That's fine. That's okay. You're on 1. And a land gets you. A druid gets you. I guess they could literally just go end the festivities and we're cooked here. Absolutely cooked. Don't you do it. This makes me less inclined to have the Searing Blazes, actually. I'm glad we kind of cut them out. You cast into fire to hit those. I mean, they must have another one to hit 2 more. They have to hit 2 more and then have a blocker. The Sabbatender still does it, though. Another cast into fire. Need another cast into fire and then a blocker. Okay. All right. And a bolt. That's crazy. All right. I'm glad we took that win anyway. I'm more into the Searing Blazes now because it's a bit of reach. I haven't seen any creatures though from them. I'm kind of just not into these pulses, that's all. Let's just bring in the one and keep it as is, I think. I don't want the pulses here. It's not like so Jundy that like they have chrysalises and stuff like that. I think we need to go fast still. And the broken bonds help a fair bit. I think I'd rather them as something else though, the broken bonds. They don't feel as good. 1 apiece, but now we're on the draw. All right, this is the kind of hand I was looking for. So now we can go plains into Hellhound and then go get a forest. So we'll definitely keep this. It's a smidge slow. The Braided Bluffs helps. And we could very well just draw like a forest as well, but we got this fetch land as well, which is nice. Let's just start with Mountain Hellhound, so then we can go Plain Steplings and then play the other Hellhound. This is a very fast draw though. This with fetch land is very good. We just have to be mindful of any form of cast into fire, the card. That absolutely wrecks us. All right, Wellspring. We've got to be fast, and you just have to play into it, you know? It is what it is, essentially. Well, there's a Spring Druid. Well, let's just play everything else out. If they have it, they have it. It just is what it is, really. Get them for 2. They just have to do it on their turn. Otherwise, we can just cook them. And we can almost cook them here with that if we draw a forest. But they have to do it here. They have to play Cast into Fire. This is obviously Cast into Fire because they're choosing modes, I think. It's not like a Fanatic Offering. Yeah. We saw it. We saw the writing on the wall here. Okay. And then there was one. I could have slow rolled maybe and just gone to forest and played the 2 Hellhounds. Nah, you can't not, you know. Alright, let's play this. Let's just go get a forest straight up. And this Hydra makes things a little bit better at least. So let's get forest. Get him for 4. Alright, we're on the board. Far away from the board, but we're on it. And I want to make a big next spawn Hydra. I think that's the way we're going to be winning this game. So let's just go next turn at Braided Bluffs. We'll play Spring Bloom Druid. Just get in for a bunch. Hopefully get in for a bunch. Like 6 is still, you know, nothing to scoff at, you know. And then we can play a big Hydra. Maybe just play it on the Spring Bloom Druid. And then call it a day. Alright, so we get 1 free goal of this Lynx, which is nice. Alright, let's play the Bluffs. We're going to be getting a forest. We're going to be getting rid of that mountain and getting a forest. And what's good is that the rule turf, we can actually bounce this. If we drop them to 1, we can bounce that and then go get rid of this and just go forest mountain. We only need 1 mountain here, really. Like I said, it's a Boros deck first and it's something else after. And now we have so much mana, we can really just put everything in this next spawn Hydra. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4, and then we can pick up the turf. Okay. I think we still tap this, play the Gruul Turf. If they're tapping out, I'm fine with this. Gale Blasting, yeah, the Steplings. Okay. That's fine. Let's just chuck everything on this Spring Bloom Druid now. And then the Sabbatender is pretty good here. And we have a fairly decent sized next spawn Hydra as well. Yeah, the Blast is good, so we actually have 2 more damage in play. So let's just bestow onto this bad boy. It's not all the mana in the world, but you know, it's good enough for me. Yeah, 4's fine. 4's fine with a bunch of abraded bluffs. And then we're almost there. We're almost there with the trusty Player's Gruul Turf. Let's pick up the abraded bluffs. This other Harrow is obviously not that good, but that's okay. We had lethal if they didn't choose a Guard Blast or Step Links if they wanted to wait. Still a pretty good goal of it, to be honest. And the Guard Blasting just the Druid. Okay. Alright, if we draw bounce lands or more abraded bluffs, we are laughing. What's this? Is this just a remove spell for Nyx-Born Hydra? Yep, just cast down. Okay. Sabu Tender will be the best draw here. Or a Geopeat. I'll take a Geopeat, to be honest. 2 abraded bluffs. Let's try and get there with these lands, eh? Okay, Broken Bond. I kind of just want to hit their lands, to be honest. Let's play the abraded bluffs. And we'll do the Broken Bond and just hit... I don't think double red's much of an issue, but we'll target that. And we just play this other bluffs because we could get a giant Hydra if we want to. Alright, they're on 1. They are on 1. Let's see if we can get there with literally... We have a couple ways to win from here. And their clock's not the greatest, but we did take out... We have 1 Searing Blaze. We have Sabu Tenders. That's why we hold this in our hand. We have... Okay. I'm more inclined to discard this than then to draw another card, to be honest. But their clock is very, very visible here. Yeah, Sabu Tender's good. What else is good? Pulse is nice. I mean, Gruul Turf works. Alright, Harry is not what we want. We'll just pass. We could technically thin. Yeah, these Searing Blazes look very sad in our sideboard. So 2 more abraded bluffs, a Searing Blaze, Sabu Tender. And then we're pretty cooked next turn, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's very good. So now we're their next turn. I mean, this was a close game. Maybe, sorry, I should have just shuffled through my deck just to thin it, even though it's just 2 cards. And they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they have lethal next turn. So we have to essentially draw an abraded bluffs here. But this is a very close game, and it's an enjoyable one nonetheless. All right, let's see. Nyx-Born Hydra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if we block that, yeah, it is lethal. GG's. It's close. There's not probably too much we could have changed, really. Let's see what we would have drawn. Oh, the abraded bluffs. The abraded bluffs was on top after that. Maybe we should have done something. So just a quick wrap up. So I really did enjoy this deck. I actually think the mana base kind of works, which is a little bit weird, but it definitely does. I think things that I'm trying to work out is I don't really like Broken Bond in the sideboard. I think that has to go. And honestly, you could probably just run any other form of artifact enchantment removal. Probably not Dust to Dust because we don't run that many white pips. So I think Broken Bond goes, that extra land bit doesn't really matter because we have our enablers with that and we have a very particular land count. And it's very bizarre that this kind of works with the sheltering landscapes, the forests and the Gruul Turfs and the mountains. Like we have a real medley of like the mana base here. It's a bit like a pyramid as well. It's like a reverse pyramid, which is so bizarre to see. I kind of didn't also like the Pulse of Morasses. I think what we should probably do is our deck is already very fast. We have to try and dodge End the Festivities. We could maybe run something to get around cards like End the Festivities so we survive, or Cast into Fires so we can survive. So maybe some kind of like Lumi Thread or something like that, but maybe in red or green I'd have to think about. Pulses should probably just be Wrath and Chrysalises, to be honest. I think really you just need something that, if they're getting rid of all your X1 creatures, you just need something with just a bit more beef because they're going to run out of a bit of gas from that. Like when we played against that red-black Affinity list, if we had a Wrath and Chrysalis, they couldn't really get through our stuff, you know? And then if we drew an Nyx-Born Hydra, it could have delayed just to get that little bit of extra damage in. I was more surprised about the Sabu Tender as well. You could even probably run like a list, like a red-white list, and maybe if there's any other pingers for the lands, like Sabu Tender, you could run a cool list like that. But Harrow's just such a good card. You could probably even cut the Spring Bloom Druids and run the Lessons Harrow because we blew out so many people just because they didn't know what they were playing against, and we just instant speeded Harrow and then just made like 7/7 plated Geopeats. Anyway, This was the deck. Let me know what you think. I think it probably needs a bit of work, but I'm curious to know what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next one.